Chapter 2, The Challenge of the Whopper Talking Walkabout. I defy the armies of Israel. Send a man who will fight with me. 1 Samuel 17:10. One day there was a lot of noise on both sides of the brook. Up on a hill on one side, talking walkabouts were gathering. Up on a hill on the other side, more talking walkabouts were gathering. Talking walkabouts were everywhere. Oh, what are talking walkabouts? I've heard them sometimes called people, but what kind of a name is that? People? Nope. Talking walkabouts are what they are. They walk and talk and walk and talk. On one side of the brook, the talking walkabouts had lots of mean talk. They called themselves Philistines. They looked like they wanted to fight. On the other side of the brook, the talking walkabouts had a very shaky walk. They called themselves Israel. They looked like they were filled with fright. Boom, 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 boom. With each boom, every talk and every walk stopped. Boom, 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 boom. It was Goliath, a Whopper talking walkabout. Goliath was so big, with each step he took, the ground went boom. I felt every step. He came and stood next to the brook, right in the middle of the valley. No wonder the Israel talking walkabouts were shaky with fright. Goliath was a Whopper champion, ready for a Whopper fight. Everything about Goliath was a Whopper. He was Whopper tall, he wore Whopper shoes, he wore Whopper helmet, he wore Whopper armor, he had a Whopper sword, he carried a Whopper spear, he had a Whopper shield, and he was Whopper strong. But Goliath's biggest Whopper of all was that he had a Whopper mouth that spoke with a Whopper voice, and everything he said was Whopper mean. He insulted the Israel talking walkabouts, and sadly, oh how sadly, he insulted the great God who made everything. This was the first time that it ever happened to me. I had never felt like this before. I was sad. I couldn't smile. I couldn't laugh. The brook's water and bubbles kept on tickling me, but even all the whooshing and swishing couldn't stop me from being sad. The Whopper talking walkabout did not love God. The Whopper talking walkabout did not honor God. Instead, Goliath made fun of God and Israel. His talking walkabouts, Goliath got meaner and meaner. He challenged the Israel talking walkabouts to send someone to fight him. If Israel could beat Goliath, then all the Philistine talking walkabouts would serve the Israel talking walkabouts. But if Goliath won, then all the Israel talking walkabouts would have to serve the Philistine talking walkabouts. One big Whopper fight was all he wanted. Israel needed a Whopper stopper, but the only thing they had were Whopper eyes that were filled with fear. And every day Goliath returned with his shield bearer to make the challenge to Israel. but no one came out to meet with him. There was no Whopper stopper. No one would stop the Whopper talking walkabout from dishonoring God.